Illustration 5, study material of financial accounting, page number 533. It is related to accounting standard 2, valuation of inventories. How do you deal with the following? On 31st March 2012, the closing stock of Gaurav Limited includes 10,000 units costing rupees 10, that is rupees 1 lakh. But the current market price as on that day was rupees 9, that is 90,000. So what accounting standard 2 says? It says inventory should be valued at cost or NRV, whichever is lower. So what is the cost of closing stock? Is 1 lakh. And what is the market price? NRV 90,000. So whichever is lower. So 90,000. So value of the inventory will be 90,000. So therefore the inventories will be valued at rupees 90 NRV. So you have to give a proper solution explanation, like according to AS2, which is valuation of inventories, we should value the closing stock at lower of cost and NRV. Here in this sum, cost of the closing stock is rupees 1 lakh, whereas NRV is rupees 90,000. Therefore, the value of the inventory will be the lower, that is rupees 90,000, which is net realizable value. Like that you can make the sentence for solution. Okay. Next, illustration 6. From the following information presented by P Limited, ascertain the value of stock to be included in balance sheet. Cost price of certain stock amounted to rupees 60,000, being obsolete. It can be used for production purpose after incurring 10,000 for modification. The same could be used as a byproduct for an existing product. The purchase price of the same amounts to 40,000. So what they are saying here? Here they are saying a cost price of a certain stock amounted to 60,000. So one product is there, stock in the stock whose cost price is 60,000. It's an obsolete. But it can be used for production purpose after incurring 10,000 for modification. So they are saying if they make some 10,000 rupees expenditure, then they can use it for the production purpose. The same could be used as a byproduct for an existing product. The purchase price of the same amounts to 40,000. They are saying instead of using in the production, they can use it as a byproduct for an existing product, which they could have required to buy it from the market at 40,000. So can I say now the cost of the asset is 60,000, and if instead of buying they use it as a byproduct for the existing after incurring 10,000 modification cost, so what will happen? Can I say the NRV, the saleable price, we need not sell it, but the marketable price of that product will be 40,000, which is what we would have bought from the market, less the modification charge of 10,000. So can I say 30,000 is the replacement price of it, which we can call as NRV also. So cost is 60,000, NRV is 30,000, whichever is lower. So can I say the value of inventory is rupees 30,000, which will be showing in the balance sheet at that value. Inventory will be shown at this value in the balance sheet. Okay. Next. How will you deal with the following situation? It's an illustration 7. A company deals in purchase and sale of timber and has included notional interest charges calculated on the paid up share capital and free reserves in the value of stock of timber as at the balance sheet date as part of cost of holding the timber. So what the company has done? The company has included interest charges, that to notional. Notional means they are thinking my money is stuck in this. If instead of putting that money in the production. I would have kept in the bank, I would have got this much interest. So that interest, they are included in the cost of the production. And they are including it in the value of the stock. So this notional interest, which is actually calculated on the basis of paid up share capital and free reserves, they have included in the value of the stock. Is it correct? When we were studying AS2, we clearly read one list of costs which are excluded from the cost of inventories. Excluded. It's abnormal amounts, storage cost, administration overheads, selling and distribution, interest and borrowing costs. So storage cost, interest and borrowing costs are not included except to it is exclusively bought borrowing for the purpose of that to build, which comes under AS16. So AS16 is not there in your curriculum, so we can ignore this right now. Storage and interest and borrowing. So can I say this is a interest cost, borrowing cost, which they have included in the value of inventory, which cannot be included as what they have said that we can include in the cost of the stock. Cost of purchase price, cost of conversion, and cost of incurred for bringing to that present position and condition. This is nowhere included in that. Plus, it's an interest which is separately there in the list of exclusions. So, this can't be included. So, the value of closing stock which is been derived is not according to the AS2. Like this, we have to give the solution. You can read here the solution which they have written. You may get an idea how to present your answer. Illustration 8. The company deals in 3 products A, B and C, which are neither similar nor interchangeable. At the time of closing of its accounts for the year 2012-13, the historical cost and net realizable value of the items of closing stock are determined as follows. Items A, B, C, historical cost rupees in lakhs, 40, 32 and 16. NRV 28, 32 and 24. What will be the value of closing stock? We have read in AS2 that if each item in the stock is different, it can't be it is not similar and it cannot be interchanged, then it has to be valued separately. What do you mean by valued separately? Means each one's cost and NRV you have to compare, and whichever is lower will be the value of that stock. So here it seems that A, B, C are, as they have given in the question also, neither similar nor interchangeable. So they are not similar. So we can't group them and total it and find the whichever is lower cost or NRV. We have to do each item wise cost and NRV's comparison. So we will give the explanation in the solutions clearly. Say first that inventory should be valued at cost or NRV whichever is lower, as these items are not similar and not interchangeable. Item wise comparison and valuation should be done, and then you should draw the table as shown here, and each one cost NRV whichever is lower, cost NRV whichever is lower, cost NRV whichever is lower. So cost and NRV whichever is lower, here whichever is lower we have taken as a valuation of stock. Then we can total it and we can say this is the value of closing stock, 70 lakhs. Okay.